call me?
I'm going to call you all sorts. Don't worry. Look, can you remember your first ever game at Highbury?
So I had a word with my dad yesterday because it was
Yeah.
his birthday, and I said to him, "What was my first game?" And he went, "He hasn't got a clue, but all he knows is, and I know, is that at 4 years old, he used to put me over the turnstile at the East End lower to go upstairs. I don't remember. I sat on his lap, but so that would have been 1973." But apparently, and I think this is an urban myth, Kev, he says that I could recite the double team of 71. I would have been 3 years old or 4 years old. I think it's an urban myth, but he tells everyone that. So,
Amanda, can I be honest with you? I believe him. So, Amanda, what was football like back then from a female point of view? Obviously, it's such a male-dominated game back then. What was it like as a youngster coming through and having all these men around you and stuff like that?
it's really weird, Kev. I've never experienced sexism in football until I went on social media about 8 years ago.
Yeah.
I grew up in the same area with Tottenham, Arsenal, West Ham, a few Liverpool, but mainly those. And they all knew me. So we used to talk football, and I never saw it as man, woman. Never had an issue. I've always been a man's girl. I've always been a girl's girl. I don't see it like that. But when I went to Highbury, there was me and Janet, you know, Janet and Gary.
Yes, I know Janet,
Maria, who sat opposite me, I only ever heard her scream. I didn't know who she was.
Hear her voice, yeah, bless her.
Yeah, and maybe an odd one I'd see in the toilets. There was never a queue for the women's toilets, ever. Not like there is now. I never saw it like that because I was always very comfortable in groups of men chatting about football. And so jumping forwards to now, so when I had sexism on social media, I used to laugh. I don't really care about stuff like that, as you know. And
So
there's
we're going to come to that.
All right, go on.
No,
you know me, I jump ahead.
No, I listen. That's why I had to get you on because I love the way you jump, and I've got to rein you back in.
You're the host. You're done.
I'm just gonna to paint the picture for everybody. I'm gonna give the last 8 games results, or 7 games results up until this game.
Yeah, I know.
So we drew 1 each with Man United away.
Yep.
Beat Everton at home 2-0.
Yep.
Beat Newcastle at home 1-0. Beat Norwich at home 5-0. Beat Middlesbrough away 1-0, and everybody thought, yeah, they're flying. Lose 2-1 at home to Derby. And then draw with Wimbledon in that week 2-2. And here's where we are. We're setting up right. So we're getting to this game.
Let me just bring you back a second. So after the Derby draw, I went on, it wasn't Talk Sport. I think it was Capital Gold Sport or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
And I ranted, Kevin. You know I can rant.
Yeah, oh,
We've lost the league. Dean Saunders, I was on one. And I was like, I can't believe I'm going to Liverpool. Like, no, because then I didn't know. But I was mental. I was like, oh, it's done. And I think they beat West Ham 5-0 or something.
5-0.
And it was like,
oh. In the week, yeah.
I was going to everyone, oh, it's nice. I haven't been to Liverpool before. It'd be nice to go for a day out. I was like this. But anyway, me and my dad sat together and one other. And then the rest of our lot were all dotted because the tickets were like, honestly, gold dust, as we all know. I'm still convinced I'm behind the goal. But my dad said we weren't. We were to the side of it, right? Because but I was literally, because I remember Mickey coming through. So when he came through, when Alan Smith scores and we go absolutely
ballistic, yeah.
I'm then looking at the referee going, what the hell? Why are they complaining? There's no replays. There's no smartphones in 1989. And this is a true story. Mickey Thomas comes through and he misses. And I'm like, can we go?
About
I said
10
to my
minutes
dad,
before that, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. I said, you know what? I think we should go. That traffic, I don't want to sit for 7 hours on the way home. And I'm like this. I am a stroppy teenager. Not much has changed. And my dad looked at me, honestly, Kev, he went like this. He went, no, we're not going anywhere. I went, okay.
Smart.
Well,
man.
If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have seen it.